In 1987, Michael Jackson tried to buy the bones of the Elephant Man. And it wasn't even the strangest thing he did that decade. To understand the offer, start in Gary, Indiana. 1958, two-bedroom house on Jackson Street. Michael was the seventh of 9 surviving Jackson children. His father, Joe, worked the cranes at US Steel. He also managed the band. Joe ran rehearsals with a belt across his lap. Michael said he cried from loneliness as a kid. His brothers said the discipline kept them out of trouble. Both can be true. By 1983, that kid was 25 and the most famous person on the planet. He stepped onto the Motown 25 stage and slid backward across the floor. 47 million people watched. He'd never performed the moonwalk in public before. Then came the 80s. January 27th, 1984. Pepsi commercial shoot at the Shrine Auditorium. The pyrotechnics fire early. His hair catches. Second-degree burns to the scalp. He keeps dancing for several seconds before he realizes. Pepsi settles for $1.5 million. He gives every cent to the burn ward at Brotman Medical Center. They name it after him. That same year, Paul McCartney shows him a black book, Music Publishing Rights. McCartney casually mentions you can buy the rights to other people's songs. Michael was not joking around. August 1985. Jackson outbids McCartney for the publishing rights to the Beatles. $47.5 million. 251 Lennon and McCartney songs. Yesterday, Let It Be, Hey Jude. McCartney never speaks to him the same way again. And then, the tabloids. 1986. The National Enquirer runs a front-page photo of Jackson sleeping inside a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. It turns out his own publicist sent in the photo. A year later, the bones. London Hospital Medical College keeps the skeleton of Joseph Merrick, a Victorian man whose body was so misshapen he was paraded as a sideshow. Jackson offers them $500,000. They decline. He raises the offer to $1 million. They decline again. Years later, on Oprah, he denied the whole thing. The hospital's chief administrator confirmed it twice on the record. Then Bubbles. Bubbles was a chimpanzee. Jackson kept him in his bedroom, dressed him in a diaper, fed him at the dining table. In 1988, he bought a 2,700-acre ranch in Santa Barbara County. A Ferris wheel, an electric train, an arcade, a working zoo. He called it Neverland. Children stayed over, sometimes without their parents. In 1992, Jackson filed US patent number 5,255,452. A heel slot in a shoe, a peg that rose from a stage floor, the smooth criminal lean, engineered by him. In 1993, on Oprah, he told the world he had vitiligo, a skin disorder that destroys pigment. The claim was widely doubted at the time. His autopsy, 16 years later, confirmed it. Multiple rhinoplasties, a forehead lift, a chin implant, cheeks altered, lips thinned. By the time he died, his own dermatologist said the cartilage in his nose had completely collapsed. That same year, a 13-year-old boy accused him of molestation. Jackson settled out of court. In 2005, he stood trial in California on similar charges involving a different boy. The trial ran for months. The jury acquitted him on every single count. In 2019, 10 years after his death, the documentary Leaving Neverland brought 2 more accusers forward. He wasn't alive to respond. Michael Jackson is, even now, contested ground. In 2002, at an award ceremony in Berlin, fans gathered outside his hotel. Jackson opened his fourth-floor balcony and held his 9-month-old son out over the railing for the crowd below. The next day, he apologized. He said he was excited to show the baby to his fans. That image circled the world for a decade. By 2009, he hadn't slept properly in years. His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, had been administering propofol, a surgical anesthetic, every night to put him under. At Murray's trial, a sleep expert testified that propofol doesn't produce REM sleep. It mimics rest without delivering it. The expert estimated Jackson had gone 60 consecutive nights without true REM sleep. He may be the only human in recorded medical history to have survived that long. He did not survive it for long. June 25, 2009. Acute propofol intoxication. Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. 7 years later, Sony paid Jackson's estate $750 million for the Beatles catalogue. The same songs he had bought for $47.5, the year before he tried to buy a corpse. He once tried to buy the bones of a man no one understood. In the end, he became one.